morning, happy day 17 of Vlogmas. Guess what, last night I finished my socks, I'm so pleased. So these are my Strictly Sock-along socks and they're knitted with my It's a Disaster Darling yarn from Little French Meadow, and the pattern is the Cha Cha Chevron socks by Sandra Paul, and Sandra is of course of Cherry Heart podcast. And I love these socks. So the number of repeats is the same that actually is written in the pattern, but I don't normally knit my socks quite so long, but I just couldn't stop knitting the chevron, so I knitted them a bit longer than normal, although because I didn't do the contrast cuff and I did slightly longer sock, I ended up running out of yarn because I had a 50-gram ball of It's a Disaster Darling and then a 20-gram ball of the contrast, so I had to order another skein, and I did start alternating the skein every other row, but I ended up with sort of thicker stripes on this bit of the foot, so I ripped it back and I just did a chunk of the newer yarn, which comes out very slightly lighter and I think it's more noticeable on the camera. And then I went back and used up the rest of the yarn that I'd got from the first ball, and then I ended up having to use a little bit of the second ball here, but I really can't notice in real life. I think you can definitely see more on the camera, but I absolutely love these socks. It's on a stellina base, the main part of the sock, and then it's the just normal merino nylon on the heel. I'm going to love wearing those. So I haven't blocked them yet, I've just stuck them on the blockers to show you. But I shall be hopefully wearing those in the next few days. I'm so pleased. Right, so that's my finished object for yesterday, but I need to open my advent calendars. So this is my northeasterly blanket so far, and I think that the colour I've started to put in here is a bit dark, and I've actually put these little minis together and I've decided that these are a little bit too dark for the look I'm going to go for, so I've been rearranging what I'm going to put into my blanket next, and I'm going to go for these more softer colours and omit some of the darker ones. So I'm going to go for this one next. It's got a bit of coral in that will reflect this colour, and then this has got a similar base to this one but perhaps some darker pink speckles, but only speckles so it's not too dark, and then it goes into more of a grey base with pink speckles, and then a grey base with some sort of browny speckles, and a grey base with some green speckles, and then into some pale blue with some pink and purple, and I'm not quite sure about this one. It's quite, well, it's not that bright, but it's very pink, so we'll just have to see how that looks. But of course I need to make sure that I don't make it too long, because I want this to be the length of my scarf, because I'm not making a blanket, I'm going to make a scarf out of it instead, because I'd love to be wearing some squishiness like this around my neck. So I'm going to decide how long I want it, keep an eye on it as I'm knitting it, and then I'll start up with the next row. So today I've got loads of orders that I need to get packed up, ready to be sent off before Christmas. I know that in the UK the deadline for getting things posted to get there for Christmas is Thursday, so I'm going to make sure that everything that's ordered before Wednesday is sent off by Wednesday for definite, because I've got a few pre-order robin bags that need to be made up, so those need to be made up and posted before Wednesday, just so that they get there for at least the UK customers, because the deadline is Thursday of course. So I need to do that today. I know that I'm going to be away from the 21st to the 27th of December, so if you order anything in my shop between those dates, it will be posted on the 28th of December. so I'm afraid it won't be posted out straight away, but I don't suppose the post will be working over Christmas anyway, so there won't be very many days that I could have posted if I was here. But it would be nice for me to show you some stuff in Shrewsbury where my parents are from over the actual Christmas period. So that's all the sort of admin-y boring stuff done. I wanted to say that I missed out a couple of podcasters that are doing vlogs over the Advent period, and there's Pixel Atlantis, who's Rosie, and she's living up in Edinburgh at the moment, or near Edinburgh, and she's a really talented English student who's actually doing lots of dyeing and some beautiful knitting designs, so it's good, you can check her out. And then there's also Kittenish Behaviour. Sian from Kittenish Behaviour is actually a dressmaker, and she actually does a vlog every day of the year, which is amazing. I don't know how she does it. It takes probably about 2 hours every day to do these videos and get them edited and uploaded and everything. So I don't know how she does it at all, but she does lots of dressmaking, and her family's really lovely, and she lives in a house right next to her mum and dad, and she gets on really well with them, and it's really nice to see what she's been up to. So there's something else for you to watch. Hopefully a little bit later on this evening I'm going to my local quilt group, and I'm hoping that some of them will be able to let me film what their projects are, so that you can have a little peek into what I get up to at my quilt group. So hopefully that'll be okay. If not, there'll just be a dead end to the podcast video today, I'm afraid. But that's it until later on this evening, so hopefully I get all my parcels packed up and ready to go before the end of the day. If not, they'll go tomorrow, so it's not too bad. See you later. Socks for today are yarn by Little French Meadow in the Dobby's sock colourway. I've brought you to my quilt group to come and chat to a few of my friends, and I've got a few of them to agree to show what they've been working on. So here we go. This is Joe, and Joe's wearing a nice Christmas jumper today. Very festive, Joe. I love it. And you're working on some paper piecing. This is lovely. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Yes, it's from stash I found when my mother died. So this is all stuff that my mum had started to do, and so I decided to finish it, and it's going to be a special quilt just for me.
That's lovely. She's got very neat stitches there to zoom in. Very lovely. Thank you, Joe. This is Moira. So Moira has got such a talent with textile arts, and this is a beautiful Christmassy piece. Can you tell us a bit about it, Moira?
Well, I have a collection of Victorian card fronts, and I scan them into my computer, and then I put them onto the fabric, wad them up, and then I quilt them to make the hangings. It's a set of 4.
Oh, beautiful.
Lovely. I really enjoy them.
Absolutely gorgeous.
2 long ones. And
these are lovely as well, Moira.
yes, I must admit I was brought up to appreciate Rennie McIntosh designs, being a Glaswegian. So I have 4 different designs. And then of course there are loads of designs that you can get on the net.
Yeah. They go really nice together, don't they? I like the fact that you can sort of arrange them on the wall. Really lovely.
If they ever get there.
Yeah. Lovely. It's a... Hi Rita, what are you doing?
Hexagons.
Oh, let's have a look.
Lots and lots of hexagons.
So are you making a quilt out of these?
Do you know, I'm not really sure. I think I'm just going to make thousands of them and then decide.
Yeah, they do look nice though in themselves. Look,
I've got lots.
it's something to do while you're sat here chatting. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
So I'm going to make some, I'm going to applique them onto some dark fabric and make some small quilts, lap quilts, for an old people's home.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rita. This is Margaret. This is gorgeous, Margaret. She's been doing some quilting embroidery, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quilting with embroidery stitches.
Absolutely gorgeous.
You take a whole piece of fabric and then just quilt it with various different stitches. You take the basics of doing a quilting stitch, and then you can couch it, whip it with another thread. So you're just going over the threads. It's a bit long really, but
Oh, that's so pretty. It's good because then you don't have to cut the fabric so much.
No.
Sometimes such a beautiful piece like that, you don't want to
it's the
cut
sort of
it.
piece of fabric you buy it and you think, I can't cut that up. I also like quilting with the bugle beads and beads, and these are different threads that you can couch on.
Gorgeous.
So I'm using perlé threads.
Yeah.
So, but obviously it's a wall hanger rather than a quilt because you can't, you don't want to wash this too often.
Oh, lovely.
There we are.
Yeah. I've just got in from the quilt group, and Adam's playing on his VR thing. He can't hear me because he's got his earphones on. Doesn't he look silly? You can see what he's doing on the screen. He's finished playing with the VR now. I just thought I'd show you his socks. These are knitted with my hand spun yarn. I haven't done any hand spun socks for ages, but I thought I'd just give you a quick glance of what these look like. Nice feet modelling, Adam.